So you may be thinking, we're talking about ownership here. Does an animal shelter really have a role in responsible ownership? And the answer is yes. Animal shelters are the front line of defense in ensuring responsible bully breed ownership. Shelters getting dogs from all over the place in a variety of backgrounds. They get their dogs from off the street as strays. They can get them from owner surrenders. They can also rescue them from dog fighting rings. The shelter must first evaluate the health of every dog to ensure it's in good condition and that it doesn't require special medical care. And they should also consider the history of the dog, like whether it was abused or used in dog fighting and why it was given up, as this may affect its adoptability. One of the most important steps in evaluating dogs for adoption is assessing their behavior. The two most common tests used are the Assess-A-Pet, created by Sue Sternberg, and the SAFER test, developed by Dr. Emily Wise. And as Helen said earlier, those include a touch and play component. They also have tests for food and toy aggression, and they include a dog-on-dog component. And when assessing bully breeds, it's especially important to see how they react to another dog, as inter-dog aggression is a common problem among them and is also one of the biggest causes for return to the shelter. It's also important to note that a failure of the test does not necessarily equal euthanasia. If a shelter has the resources, a dog can be placed on a behavior modification program to treat the problem behavior. Just as a prospective owner should do their homework, so must the shelter. Responsible shelters should screen prospective bully breed adopters, considering local legislation against bully breeds, how many and what kind of animals the owner has, and also whether the adopter has a history of animal abuse. In the case of bully breeds, this last factor is especially important, as many people will use them for in dog fighting. A shelter should also educate the owner on the dog they're considering. In the case of a potential bully breed adopter, they should make sure the owner knows that the dog is high energy and is also very strong-willed. And they should also mention that they may not be the best dogs around small children because of their size. And they also may cause problems in multi-pet households. Informing the potential owner of the cost of ownership and the responsibilities of being a new owner are also important tasks for the shelter staff to perform. Once the dog goes through the doors, the responsible shelter's job doesn't end. Many shelters do post-adoption care in the form of follow-up phone calls or home visits. These are performed to ensure that the dog is a proper fit in the household and also that its physical and mental health are being maintained. Follow-up visits are especially important for bully breeds because they are the most common dog used in dog fighting. And special care should be taken to make sure that the dog's not being used for these purposes. Another way shelters might provide post-adoption care is through obedience classes. Some of the shelters we went through offered free obedience classes to the adopters. And for bully breeds, it's especially important for the owner to get them into obedience early to prevent behavior problems. Okay, most people when asked what the role of a vet would be in ensuring responsible bully breed ownership would probably say the normal things like providing proper medical care in the form of vaccinations, deworming, formulating nutrition programs, educating on spaying or neutering, and cautioning against ear cropping. Vets, in addition to animal shelters, need to provide education on the bully breed and how it differs from other breeds of dogs. They should also encourage early and appropriate socialization and handling in all dogs, but especially bully breeds because they're so hard-headed. And for most people, the vet is the first and only source of information on behavior. So the vet should be ready and willing to field questions on behavior and should also be able to direct the owner to a reputable trainer or behaviorist for more severe behavior problems. It's a fact that the most common dog breed used in dog fighting are the bully breeds. And as a result, a vet should be aware and observant of any signs of dog fighting when a bully breed comes into the clinic. A responsible vet should look for evidence of scars or fresh bite marks, especially on the head or legs. And if the dog was used as a bait dog, the scars or bite marks could be all over the dog. Vets should also be cognizant of any fear aggression or outright inter-dog aggression, as these may also point to dog fighting. Okay, so once a person has educated themselves on the bully breed, obtained the dog from a reputable source, and prepared for its arrival, what's next apart from vet care? We've already stressed that bully breeds are high-energy dogs that need to be challenged. They're strong-willed, but they also have an innate desire to please their owners. So this makes them good candidates for obedience training and working toward a canine good citizen. Many organizations will even offer special grants for pit bulls that have earned their canine good citizen. And although bully breeds are certainly not the ballerinas of the dog world, many excel in a lot of sports like agility, flyball, and frisbee. Many pit bulls have also broken into the role of therapy dogs, and even some of Michael Vick's dogs, as previously mentioned, have become certified therapy dogs and changed people's lives for the better. Because bully breeds are so willing to please, the sky is the limit for what they can do. Whether a bully breed owner likes it or not, their dog is now an ambassador for the breed. There's a huge negative stigma surrounding bully breeds in this country. The media has hyped up the pit bull as a death machine, and the uninformed public is led to believe that this is the truth. As a result, the majority of people in this country do not support bully breeds, as evidenced by community bans. Many people will tense up or even walk on the other side of the street if they see a pit bull coming down the road with their owner. A responsible bully breed owner should be conscious of this and should be willing to change it. They shouldn't allow their dog to feed into this negative image by making sure the dog is well behaved and well mannered in public, and this can be improved upon by obedience classes. And in my opinion, no dog is too good for obedience classes. A responsible pit bull owner should also try to break the negative image of the bully breed by getting their dog out there and involved in the community, becoming active and contributing members of the community. So these are some of the resources for education on pit bulls. A lot of these were actually ones that we had to look at in our class, and they're really, really well thought out. So bully breeds are not for everyone. They're energetic goofballs that require a firm hand and constant stimulation. Responsible ownership starts with educating oneself prior to obtaining a bully breed, followed by getting it from a reputable source. Shelters must make sure the dogs they're adopting are healthy, socialized, and are in good hands in their new homes. Vets need to provide proper medical care, continuing education, and should monitor the welfare of the animals that they are treating. There's a stigma surrounding bully breeds in this country, and one way to put a stop to it is by responsible ownership. The only way to change bully breed prejudice is by changing the public's perception, one person at a time.